Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am here on the show, and I'm here to talk about my NFL 9.0 mock draft. I'm going to pre-record these two videos. I'll upload when I get up. Recording this like Tuesday, like 3 in the morning. Recording the first of two pre-recorded videos. So let's get this mock draft, NFL 9.0, do my NBA mock draft, record that and upload it some point on Tuesday. But let's get into it. Start Raiders. Obviously, Fernando Mendoza. As soon as the Raiders locked in with the first pick, they were expected to select a quarterback. Mendoza, the clear QB1, smart, accurate, poised, quarterback with enough arm talent and mobility to be a threat. But his trademark is his ability to layer the ball as a thrower to the right spot. He threw a FBS high 41 touchdown passes and just 6 interceptions en route to a Heisman Trophy and a national championship. Number 2, the Jets. I'll go Arvell Reese. A couple of trades acquiring Geno Smith and sending edge rusher Jermaine Johnson to the Titans taste what the Jets might be thinking here. Instead of reaching for a quarterback, Darren Mogi, the GM, could dive in on a deep edge rush class and land the highest upside player of the group. Reese is split time between linebacker and edge rushers, but has the tools back from Michael Parsons type project in the NFL thanks to violent hands, rare speed, and great burst off snap. Despite Joseph Asai and Kingsley Enagbare in free agency, pass rush is still a priority for a team that finished with 26 sacks, which was 31st in the NFL. So I'll say Arvell Reese. Number 3, the Cardinals take Francis Mauigoa, offensive tackle out of Miami. Kyler Murray and Calais Campbell are gone. So the Cardinals lack an identity, but with the drop-off after Mendoza at quarterback, they could choose to stick with Jacoby Brissett, a veteran, and wait until a deeper, maybe 2027 draft, select their next signal caller. So this pick can be the start of their future foundation. Obviously, he's the top-ranked offensive lineman, only allowed 2 sacks during Miami's run to the national championship game. He's a fierce run blocker who could be a immediate replacement for Christian Jones, and opposite of Paris Johnson, giving Arizona a pair of young offensive linemen. Number 4, Titans, Jeremiah Love. Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears are solid running backs, but they're not a game-changing option. They support Cam Ward going to his second year. Love is a rare running back prospect with home run speed, shown by his multiple touchdowns, runs of more than 90 yards, and he has finishing power 214. He's also a seasoned route runner and pass catcher with 63 career grabs for 6 scores. The Titans checked enough boxes in free agency, and by trading for Jermaine Johnson to make a luxury pick here, Love has the tools to be one of the best running backs, I think, very quickly in the NFL. Number 5, the Giants. Caleb Downs, safety out of Ohio State. The Giants have a bunch of needs to choose from with this pick, with receiver and right tackle being dominant ones, but Downs' fit with John Harbaugh can't be ignored, having coached Ed Reed and Kyle Hamilton in Baltimore. Harbaugh knows the value of a versatile, smart safety prospect, and that just describes Caleb Downs, who started immediately at Alabama as a freshman and for 2 seasons at Ohio State. Pairing him with Javon Holland would give them a dynamic duo at safety, while needs they can be addressed later. Carnell Tate to the Cleveland Browns. Based on their in action at quarterback so far, the Browns seem to be content with Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Deshaun Watson, whichever one. So they use this pick on whoever's to help whoever's under center. Tate is the next man up in this Ohio State pipeline of receivers, talented, 6'2", sure-handed. Just had 1 drop last year. He could eventually take over for the inconsistent Jerry Jeudy as their wide receiver 1 to form a young tandem with Isaiah Bond. Mansour Delane at 7 to the Commanders. After a disappointing 5-12 season, they need to restock at core positions with Marshawn Lattimore and Jonathan Jones departing this offseason. Cornerback is obviously high on their list. They brought in Meat Robinson to help on the inside, but it needs an elite shutdown corner. Delane did that better than anyone last year, allowing only 10 completions for 119 yards, while showing a penchant for timely tackles, big plays. Despite being targeted only 36 times, he picked off 2 passes, show off his playmaking skills. He was so good teams didn't target him. Number 8, the Saints, David Bailey, an edge rusher. If you want an impact player off the edge, look no further than Bailey, man. 23 tackles for loss, 14.5 sacks. He was unstoppable thanks to his first step quickness from relentless pursuit skills. That's what the Saints need, as longtime franchise staple Cameron Jordan's a free agent, leaving Chase Young and Carl Granderson atop the edge depth chart at edge. Bailey's burst is the best in the class. Will be an ideal fit in Brandon Staley's defense. The Saints can also go receiver corner here, but Bailey would represent really good value here. Number 9, the Chiefs, Reuben Bain Jr., edge rusher. The Chiefs are used to contending for Super Bowls, but they have a lot of needs at premium positions. The pass rush showed with only 35 sacks last year, tied 22nd in the league, and Kansas City done load to upgrade the pass rush this offseason. Bain would immediately start opposite George Karlaftis. Has the inside-outside alignment versatility Steve Spagnuolo has typically preferred. 71 pressures, 9.5 sacks last year. He has the strength, speed, and production to make teams overlook his arm length. The Chiefs don't normally get a chance to pick this high, so this is an opportunity to grab a blue chip prospect, a high-value position. I don't care about his arm length. I think he's going to be a very good player. Number 10, Sonny Styles to the Bengals. It's hard to imagine Styles lasting this long, but teams selecting early often prefer premium position and draft for need over talent. Styles is the top 5 talent on my board. Maybe top 3, kind of depends. So the Bengals will be wise to stop this slide and make him the new enforcer in the middle of their field. Barrett Carter, last year's 4th rounder, looks like he hit at middle linebacker, but Cincinnati used an upgraded weak side linebacker. Former safety Styles the range at 6'5", 4.3 speed. To be in a racer against tight ends and in breaking wide receivers. He also provides pass rush upside with 7 sacks past 2 years, so let's move on. The Dolphins at 11, Mekhi Lemon. The Dolphins implemented a hard reset receiver. Obviously released Tyreek Hill. They traded John Wall. That opens the door for Malik Lemon. Had 79 receptions for 1,156 yards, 11 touchdowns last year. He's an elite middle of the field receiver who immediately helped Malik Wilson, who quarterback, his first stint as a full-time NFL starter. Lemon's yard for catch ability is elite and second only to his hands. He dropped only 1 pass in each of his past 3 seasons. Number 12, Cowboys, Jermon McCoy. Third cornerback room is full question mark behind Deron Bland with the release of Trayvon Diggs. Bland is solved. The Cowboys need a corner who scares opposing quarterbacks. McCoy missed last year following a torn ACL, but his 2024 tape was elite. 4 interceptions, 9 pass defended, 6'1", 188. Profiles as a physical outside corner with smooth moving skills and phase. He would have been probably the top cornerback in the 2025 class if he'd been draft eligible. Rams, Spencer Fano, offensive tackle. Obviously, Rob Havenstein's retirement left an opening at right tackle, while Warren McClendon Jr. could fill that spot. It opens the door for the Rams to draft for the future. Fano starts his career at left tackle before moving his right side and excelling. His length is concerning, now 32 and 1/8-inch arms, but teams love his toughness, quickness, on top of his 3 seasons of starting experience. Fano would represent a long-term solution at right tackle, opposite of emerging left tackle Art Jackson. Number 14, the Ravens, Kenyon Sadiq. Giving Lamar Jackson the fastest tight end to ever test the combine. Seems like a good idea, especially with Isaiah Likely departing free agency and Mark Andrews, who's injured his age 31 season. Despite his 4.39 speed, Sadiq's elite red zone threat who had 8 touchdowns in 2025 is ever an upside in the run game as a blocker, makes him a true just blue chip tight end prospect for a team that badly needs another threat in the passing game, because their biggest threat in the passing game is really like Zay Flowers, I guess, if you want to say threat. The Bucks, C.J. Allen, the retirement of Lavonte David, starter linebacker, left an opening that still exists even after he signed Anzalone. But Anzalone, who will turn 32 in September, is a short-term fix. Allen is a leader in the middle of the defense and a player capable of being a defensive captain, signal caller in the NFL. Nasty blitzer is able to hang in coverage when matched up with tight ends. He's a polarizing prospect that some scouts only like the length at 6'1", 230 with 31 and 1/2-inch arms. But his instincts and toughness are elite to take a shot on, especially with a need. Jordan Tyson, the Jets might not have their franchise quarterback yet, but they can give Geno Smith or whoever they draft later a viable target opposite of Garrett Wilson. Tyson plays with both of them like his brother, Jalen Tyson. 6'2", 203 pounds, ideal threat over the middle of the field in the red zone thanks to his vertical skills. He's battled some injuries, hamstring issues, limited his pre-testing ability, pre-draft testing, but the talent's good enough, I think, to take a chance here if you ask me. The Lions take offensive tackle Monroe Freeling. Obviously, Taylor Decker's release leaves the opening side. Leaves an opening left tackle, burning move from Panay Sewell from the right side. But either way, they need tackle help. So Monroe Freeling here. 18, the Vikings, Dylan Thieneman, safety. Having him replaced is one of the cleanest and easiest picks predicted in this draft to me. Playmaker in both of his college stops. 8 career receptions between Purdue and Oregon. And he would fit like a glove in that Brian Flores defense. Number 19, the Panthers take Ola Vega on out of Penn State. Despite having 2 highly paid guards in Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt, they're entering their age 29-30 seasons. And they rebuild their offensive line around him and left tackle Ikem Ekwonu as well. Really good player as well. Cowboys, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, safety out of Toledo. They need upgrades because Malik Hooker he's not really that good. Jalen Thompson could be a solid player, but McNeil Warren would be a really good player. Number 21, Steelers, Caden Proctor. Number 22, the Chargers, Cassius Howell. Number 23, the Eagles, Akeem Messidor. 12.5 sacks, 58 pressures last year. I know he's old, but I think he's probably player that's ready for the Eagles. 24 Browns, Brandon Cisse. 25 the Bears, Peter Woods. Number 26 the Bills, Omar Cooper Jr. Number 27 the 49ers, Caleb Lumu. Number 28 the Texans, Blake Miller. Number 29 the Chiefs, Avion Trail. I know he has the hamstring issue, but I still think he'll go first round to the Chiefs. Number 30 the Dolphins, Colton Hood. Number 31, the Patriots, Caleb Banks. And then 32, the Seahawks, Keldrick Falk, as a project pick here. So that's my my mock draft here. My 9.01. Did change some things up a little bit. So leave a like, subscribe for more. Take time out. Peace.